My dad said study hard, my uncle said own everything. I laughed at him until he retired at 40. I grew up in a house with two men who saw the world completely differently. My dad was a teacher, woke up at 6 a.m., wore the same brown shoes for 10 years, and paid bills right on time. He believed in stability. My uncle Raymond was the opposite. He wore Hawaiian shirts in winter, didn't own a watch, and once bought a small farm just because he wanted to raise philosophical goats. My dad told me, get good grades, get a good job, stay out of trouble. Uncle Raymond, grades are cool, but money doesn't care about your GPA. At 14, I thought he was crazy. At 16, I thought he was dangerously cool. And at 18, I had to choose who I wanted to become. Chapter 1. The Plan That Wasn't Mine. After high school, I did what most kids do when they have no clue what they want. I followed the path. I enrolled in business school. Not because I loved it, but because it sounded safe. Freshman year, accounting made me cry. Sophomore year, marketing made me bored. Junior year, I started a side hustle designing logos for $5 on Fiverr and accidentally made more in one weekend than my monthly campus job. But I ignored it. Why? Because my dad would say, "That's just side money, focus on your degree." So I did. I graduated with honors, handed my diploma to my proud parents, and landed a respectable job at a marketing firm. Chapter 2. The Office Illusion. I thought it was the dream. My own cubicle, unlimited coffee, Friday meetings with donuts. By month 2, I realized I was becoming a donut. I worked 9/6 for $2,100 a month. $1,100 went to rent, $400 to student loans, $250 to bills and groceries, $120 to a gym I never went to, and $200 disappeared mysteriously. Later discovered bubble tea and online impulse buys. My boss praised me for great reports. I wrote reports that no one read. I started asking myself, is this it? Is this what I traded 4 years and $32,000 of debt for? Chapter 3. The Awakening. One night, I saw Uncle Raymond at a family barbecue. He was wearing a flamingo shirt, sipping coconut water from an actual coconut, and laughing like he hadn't aged in 10 years. I told him about my job. He just nodded and said, "How long can you tread water before you drown?" I frowned. "What do you mean?" He pulled out his phone and showed me a screenshot. $7,893.52 passive income from the past 30 days. That's just from my parking lot app. He owned a mobile app for finding empty parking lots, and I was still using Excel to count my noodles. He said, "Don't chase paychecks, chase cash flow. If your money doesn't work while you sleep, you'll work till you die." Chapter 4. The Pivot. That night changed something in me. I stopped watching Netflix for 2 hours every evening and started reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Millionaire Fast Lane, The Lean Startup. I devoured YouTube channels on real estate, vending machines, and digital assets. I asked Uncle Raymond, "Where do I start?" He said, "With something so small, it feels silly, but that's how you test your fire." So I started with flipping used books online. I'd buy textbooks at thrift shops for $2 and resell them for $20. Then I built a Notion template for freelancers and sold it on Gumroad for $9. In month 3, I made $83. In month 5, $387. In month 6, $1,103. That was the first time I cried over money. Not because I was broke, but because I made it on my own. Chapter 5. The Wall. Just when things looked up, I hit a wall. My boss found out I was moonlighting. She called me in. "You're distracted. Are you even serious about this job?" I wanted to scream. I'm not serious about pretending spreadsheets matter more than dreams. But I needed rent money, so I smiled and said I'd refocus. That night, I had a breakdown. I called Uncle Raymond again. "I feel stuck. I'm growing wings but chained to the floor." He said, Then maybe it's time you learn to fly with broken wings. Chapter 6. The Leap of Faith. I made the scariest decision of my life. I quit. No backup plan. No trust fund. Just $2,000 saved, and I believed that I could figure it out. For 3 months, I lived on oats and peanut butter. But I worked. I built an online course called Side Hustle 101. I launched a YouTube channel sharing my journey. In the first week, 2 people watched. One was me, the other was my mom. In month 2, a video went viral. I quit my $2K job and made $2,100 from Gumroad. Overnight, I gained 15,000 subscribers. A month later, I made $6,400 in digital product sales, more than I'd made in 3 months at my old job. Chapter 7. The Real Lesson. People started asking me, "What's your secret?" I always smiled, because the truth is, there's no secret. There's just unlearning. I had to unlearn that a job is security. Unlearn that a degree guarantees success. Unlearn that being busy equals being productive. Uncle Raymond used to say, "Poor people work for money. Middle class work for comfort. The rich build systems." Today, I don't chase payments. I build products, automate workflows, and license digital tools. I spend my mornings walking, afternoons creating, evenings with my family. No clock-in. No dress code. No boss asking me to circle back on that synergy email. Chapter 8. The Talk with My Dad. One day, I visited my parents. My dad pulled me aside and said, "I was scared you'd fail, but I see now. You didn't just survive, you thrived." I said, "You gave me a foundation. Uncle Ray gave me a lens." He smiled. "Maybe you'll be both for your kids one day." Closing. So here's what I learned. The world will always tell you, play it safe, stay small, don't risk too much. But the real risk is giving up 40 years for a life that doesn't light you up. Your job is not your worth. Your salary is not your ceiling. And your time is your most valuable currency. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to start where you are, with whatever you have, and believe that maybe, just maybe, you were born to own the game, not just play it.